Hey guys, welcome back to another session on Lousy Gamer. Today it's going to be a bulletin. So what is that going to be in the bulletin? So today we're going to look into developments from last week, and we're also going to look into the regions closer in terms of points and the war battle points and IC hits, etc. So first off is about the leader Zit. So what happened with this leader? This definitely triggered power building war during the event. The 24-hour power event, and it was really hard for many to get into top 100. So let's look into the 100th rank power build. So region 29, actually the 100th power was about 547 million is you need to get into top 100, and the region 30 was 469.1, and region 31 was 446.5. Looks like 29 is on a building mode, and maybe SLC is rebuilding, and that's part of the reason why I think the top 100 wants to get, and maybe more people want to fight against the meat shield, so we don't know. It was a tough event for sure. Definitely it was tough, and I'm sure we'll see the performance of the leader once everybody start to level it up, and then hopefully we'll see how the leader is performing. So now let's look at the regional updates. So let's start with 29. So 29 with the power event section outbreak went crazy with the power buildings. About 32.7 billion power added in the last 24 hours. I mean, the 24 hours power event, that was crazy. And followed by SLC built about 20.4 billion in power. I think they are kind of growing now again. And SIC was in the third place with 14.7 billion in power. And it all added in 24 hours, and followed by the Unforgiven section 13, Paradigm, Ones, Vacation Alliance, Elite Fighting Force, and Legacy in the 10th place. So that's the top 10 how it looked like. And solar power also went crazy in 29. So War Bandit from SLC was adding a whooping 3.2 billion in 24 hours, and followed by Knock Knock 7 from Section Outbreak adding 2.6 billion, and Rebel from Section 13 adding another 2.1 billion to their tally, and third place. So D-Val, Cheetown Badass, Carnage Assad, Zrod, Dead Eyes, Project Mayhem, and Nyx are in the top 10. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. So now lifetime points, yeah, there you go. So the lifetime points, overall power didn't change much, with Section Outbreak still on the top with 629 billion, followed by SIC jumped one spot with 464 billion, and Section 13 in third place with 442.3 billion. So now Infected Attack Section Outbreak was also ahead with 10.7, and really hard to catch up, I guess. And this might remain the same for months before anyone can catch up. And followed by SLC at 4.3 billion points, and the Vacation Alliance, who is not actually on vacation, looks like they're working hard, who is at 2.9 billion points. And reminding you all the obvious, you know this is really obvious. As the bigger player switches regions for their wars, the points vanishes when they do. So from a top player list, Johnny Cash almost hitting 100 billion, now at 99 billion power, followed by Fire from Section 13 at 76 billion, and Legendary from Walking Dead at 59.8 billion at the third place in the battle points. The third place, which is the power for individual power. And the battle points now, White Snake still on top with a massive 53.1 billion, followed by Behemoth, which is 25.9 billion points, and Mark at the third place. And Infected points, Andy Ree killing all the ICs on top with 945.7 points, followed by IC Doe. I think he's got IC in his name, so he's going to kill them at 898.7, and MOE Murderer at 694.5 at the third place. And if you look at just last week, War Bandit killed it with adding 3.1 billion power last week. So this is the last week power tally, followed by Lin with adding 2.5 billion power, and Not 7 adding 1.94 billion power. And a lot of war did happen last week, and this is the war points happened last week. Hammurabi with mind-blowing 3.51 billion points, followed by Sharif at 1.7 billion point, and Whitesnake at 1.6 billion points. SIC did kick some ass last week, I reckon. So a good week for 29 overall. So now let's jump to 30. In 24-hour power event update, Road Warriors built 29.54 billion in 24 hours. That's a lot. followed by Blitz, which is 26.3 billion to their tally, and Bunnies at the third place with 17.6 billion. So the rest of the people who are in top 10 are Devil's Reject, Fight Club, Elite, Syndicate, LOD, Departed Ones, Malicious, Supremacy. They're all in top 10. And let's look at the solo power. So I'm Legend added a massive 6.2 billion. Looks like that's the max that in the last 24 hours power event. Followed by Looney adding 4.3 billion to his tally, and he's already massive. And Tommy Guns added 3.9 billion and at the third place. Players have really gave it all, and massive numbers in top 10. Be Nice, Bunny Bees, Thrash Panda, Rippy Ow, Fatbox, Magic, Mike, and Kimiko-san are in the top 10 solo power now. And now it's a lifetime points. Let's look at it. So RW is still at the top with 613 billion in power, followed by Blitz at 503 billion and Bunnies at the third place 372 billion. So Infected Attack, RW leading with 13 billion points, followed by Blitz at 9.6 billion and Devil's Reject at 8.4 billion. So this is the power wise individuals. Chewy Bank, I don't know what it's in there, at top at 89.3 billion, followed by Be Nice of FC at 64.4 billion and Public Enemy with 58.2 billion. And these are the battle points now. I'm Legend still leading with impossible to catch up score of 49.9 billion points, followed by Be Nice at 18.8. That's a big gap billion, and then Hellraiser with 17.9 billion points in battle IC attacks. So Repeat AW, I don't know how that's pronounced, with 1 billion points, followed by Alice with and Highwayman. So let's see how they did last week. So Tommy Guns at top added 4.3. So now you remember the power gain here is the power that they lost and then what they've added. So they lost quite in the battle, so that's why it's low. And followed by Looney 4.3 billion and Be Nice 3.3 added last week. Massive war going on between UN and FC, resulting in this kind of ups and downs. I'm Legend with 8.8 billion battle points, followed by Magic Mike with 3.3 billion and Kimiko-san at 2.2 billion. A great loss of power and also a gain, I guess, in Region 30, a regain. A lot of action last week, but last but not the least, Region 31. Let's start with 24-hour solo power event. Dr. Cosmic with 3.2 billion power added, and Kong of Rice with 2.6, and Hypnotic with an exclamation Bob 2.1 billion added in 24 hours. Devil Shark, Sevas, Wall-E, Snake, Rogue, Titan, Ragnar Hor, and top 10 are in the top 10. On the Alliance front, Rise of Shadows killed the event with 43.6 billion. Biggest gain of all in the regions, I would say, followed by Legion at 10.5 billion gain, and another Rise of Shadows with 8.4 billion gain in 24-hour power event. Obsidian, Prophecy, Pirate Kings, Gates of Hell, Legends, Freemasons, Age of Extinction, Fled Ager, that's what, I don't know if it's right, and another Rise of Shadows are all in the top 10. So that's how it looks like, and lifetime points now, power. To be honest, this won't change that much, but since this is my first bulletin edition, I wanted to show you the power details, and we can compare week on week or episode to episode in the future. So now Rise of Shadows is 748 billion. Again, I think this is the top in all regions. That's massive. And followed by Obsidian at 362 billion and Legion in third spot with 322 billion power. So individuals in region 31, Storm with 85 billion power, followed by Snake and the Godlike in third place. At all three spots are occupied by Rise battle points. Yeah, this is very important. Snake in top 10 position with 40.6 billion, followed by Storm with 38 billion and Hypnotic Bob at 34.5 billion at third spot. IC Attack. And now IC Attack. Storm again in top 3, leading with 1 billion points, followed by Killing Joker with 792.3 million and Scott with 700 million points. Weekly gains are big in region 31 as well. So now let's look at the power wise. So Hypnotic Bob gained 3.4 billion and followed by Tick with 3.2 billion and Dr. Cosmic with 3.1 billion battle and 3.1 billion. So again, if you look at the battle points gained this week, it's Kologe with 3.7 billion, Captain Neil with 2 billion, and RYUK, sorry, I don't know if it's how it's pronounced, at 1.9 billion battle points. That's massive battle points. And overall, I think it has been add power week for 31 and maybe some more action waiting this week. So that's the update on what I have. And now this is the update that I got, a notification that was sent by Ember to some of the players, and I got it after the 24-hour power rave. And as you can read from the message, Ember mentioned that there has been active engagement in troop training exploit. And just like you, I don't know what it means, and I was not clear. So I wrote to Ember asking for an explanation, as I'm not kind of a player who would like to cheat the system and take an unfair advantage. So the reply stated that they didn't intend to implicate me in wrongdoing, but there has been the case where when instant build button was pressed, the gold wasn't deducted, so by the troop was built. So they gave the resources back and adjusted the troops that was built. So basically they took the troops away from me and they just gave the resources back. So if you have received this message, please don't panic. I think the way they put it was like accusing, but they were not. They were just trying to clarify that what you have done is actually a glitch in the system, but it's also taking advantage of the glitch or something on those lines. So don't worry, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just a matter of how it was interpreted, the message. So again, forgive me if I'm not looking into the camera, because I've set up 3 cameras. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm going to use the main camera, which is in here. That's my fault, because the other camera is just showing the light. First time I'm using all these green screen and blah blah blah, so just bear with me until I figure out how these things are done. So I'm going to start looking at the camera and speak with the prompt behind. So now prompt is in another place, the green screen is in another place. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do, please leave comments and hit the like button, because then I know that what I'm doing is right and you all like it. What's coming up next is I have interviewed someone from the newer region 27, and he also plays in 26. So we will get a lot of insights on how the newer regions are building up. So a lot of people wants to come to 29, 30 and 31, so we'll see. I have asked some questions around it. And another important interview that I had with one of the representatives from Fight Club. So we spoke a lot all about the war against UN. So that was very, very, very interesting topic that we discussed. So I'm in the midst of editing that, and I hope I can get it done during the weekend. So when you are free, you can watch that. So thanks everyone for watching, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please press that subscribe button. And any suggestions or feedback on these kind of bulletins, let me know and I'll add that. Thanks everyone again, and you have a great day ahead. Thank you.